Welcome back. Prime Minister Alan Shasney noted his puzzlement at being asked to account for monies amassed via the Citizenship by Investment Program. He lamented being brought to Parliament to account when, according to him, the exact breakdown was given during the 2019-2020 budget debate and is contained in the 2019-2020 estimates of revenue and expenditure.
The government has projected $65.5 million will be earned through the Citizenship by Investment Program, CIP. The substantial revenue stream is expected to be pumped into the economy, but the opposition demanded that the government detail the expenditure thus far and planned expenditure of the millions of dollars of CIP monies. Prime Minister Alan Shasney did just that in Parliament on Tuesday. Funding from CIP will be allocated to water projects, agricultural projects, and road maintenance, among others.
I feel like we're at deja vu, Mr. Speaker, because it seems no matter how often we provide the member from Cass-Free South with the relevant information, he refuses to accept it. But I will make one more attempt, Mr. Speaker, in terms of informing the member from Cass-Free South of his inquiries. Shared Services Platform for the National Vital Records Management System, $2 million. Dennery Water Supply Redevelopment, $2 million. Beaufort Water Supply Redevelopment, $500,000. Banana Productivity, $1.8 million. Reconstruction of bridges, $4 million. Road Improvement and Maintenance Program, $627,000. Beanfield Comprehensive Secondary School, $2.3 million. The new hospital commissioning, $1.5 million. New National Hospital construction, $922,000. Retrofitting works of OKEU inpatient services, $5.9 million. St. Jude's Hospital reconstruction, $5 million. DVRP, $1.5 million. T. Rocher Miku road rehab, $5.8 million. So the total projects were 3407. Other capital projects was the support of the Sir Arthur Lewis Equipment Capital Grant, $500,000, and support to the new marketing entity equipment, $830,000.
The member for Cass-Free South, Dr. Ernest Hilaire, delivered his rebuttal, but not before he had to be asked to withdraw a comment made about members on the governing side after being told by MP for Amesbury Canneries that it is just a matter of time before he, Dr. Ernest, goes to jail on the matter of CIP.
I think in many ways we've never sunk this low in this Parliament. And Mr. Speaker, I have seen from members opposite, two in particular, the member from Cass-Free South East and the member for Ancillary Canneries, a nastiness in their approach to the politics which speaks of the DNA of the United Workers' Party. There are some good people in there, but it is a party full of nasty and wicked people, Mr. Speaker. My language is very strong, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
Very strong.
Keep your objectives to yourself, sir.
I will, Mr. Speaker, but a lot of latitude today was given to a lot of speakers on the other side, Mr. Speaker, and I've taken a lot of blows today.
Back to the matter at hand, the Citizenship by Investment Program. The opposition MP maintains that changes made to the CIP by the UWP administration affected the image and standing of St. Lucia. That includes the removal of the requirement for an applicant to provide a sworn affidavit to declare financial resources of at least US $3 million and removing the limit to the number of applications which could be granted by the board, previously set at a maximum of 500 applications. Now he questions the level of due diligence.
There was an instance, at least one that I will cite, where an individual failed due diligence. The regional intelligence agencies said to St. Lucia, do not approve that person. That person was rejected by the CIP, and that person was eventually granted citizenship. By who? Mr. Speaker. And the former CEO of the CIP was fired, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, on a point of order, I can categorically state that no individual exists, categorically, and that no approvals have been given to people that have been rejected by JRCC.
The arguments surrounding the CIP show no signs of dying down, given the SLP's fundamental issue with the handling of the CIP program under the UWP administration.
Port St. Lucia launched the 10th edition of the annual Court Schools Reading Competition at the SDA Primary School last week. This year's competition promises to be extra special as it falls on the backdrop of the regional brand's 60th anniversary of doing business in the Caribbean.
It's been 10 years since Court St. Lucia first decided to host a reading competition among students from primary schools all over the island. Today, the competition is one of the most highly anticipated events on the school calendar for thousands of St. Lucian students under the age of 13. According to brand manager of Courts, Melissa Marius, reading isn't just fun, it is fundamental, and the purpose of investing in this school reading competition for its 10th season is to get the youth of St. Lucia immersed in the joys of reading.
As a corporate citizen, as a business here in St. Lucia or anywhere, it's always important for us to not just sell and make money, but give back. And we thought, what better way to give back? What better way to leave our mark, not just on the students who participate, but the parents, the schools? How can we invest better in the future and in the youth? And literacy seemed to be a no-brainer. Why not reading?
The launch of the 10th annual reading competition was held at the SDA Primary School, home of last year's reigning national champion, Pearl Conibut. Conibut not only secured the victory for her school on the national level, but also went on to represent St. Lucia to bring home the title as the court's OECS Reading Finals champion, which took place at the Harbour Club last year.
My reading experience began at the age of 3, when my mother taught me how to read in an attempt to quench my thirst for stories. In the competition, if you're like me, you will forget to breathe. When you start breathing again, you can say 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7. For the Lord has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. I wish you all the best, and you are already winners. Thank you.
The overall success of the competition throughout the many participating islands has also served as the catalyst for the birth of the company's latest CSR initiative called Brighter View.
We also noted that there are students, again, the youth, developing the youth, there are students who are not able to afford eye care. There are students within our school system who have vision problems, but for whatever economic reason, they're not able to get access to what is needed. So through Brighter View, and again, endorsed by the Ministry of Education, we have been able to go into the schools and to provide the support that persons need. And I thought it was so fitting because you can't read if you can't see.
The Court School Reading Competition, by the accounts of parents and teachers, has improved the literacy level of those participating, and as Court St. Lucia gets ready to kick off the local leg of the competition this year, the stakes are even higher as the brand celebrates 60 years of doing business in the Caribbean.
Cameron Bellamy has made history over the past weekend, securing his place as the first person to ever complete the Barbados-St. Lucia Channel swim. In the press conference held on the 18th of September, Bellamy shared his experience and encouraged young athletes to follow their dreams, even if they sound a bit outrageous. Jacques Wooding reports.
37-year-old South African endurance athlete Cameron Bellamy completed the longest recorded ocean channel swim in history on Sunday, September 15, 2019. Bellamy covered a distance of 151 kilometers, swimming through the Barbados-St. Lucia Channel. This swim is the latest in a list of endurance achievements by Bellamy, who previously rowed across the Indian Ocean and swam through the English Channel for charity. Bellamy says his recent accomplishment will assist charities in St. Lucia and Barbados.
Mostly, so we've always focused on South Africa and Zimbabwe, but every time I go to Barbados or St. Lucia, obviously I'm so, I get so in touch with the local communities, that I obviously want to help local causes too. And so for this for this swim, our main project in South Africa was we continue to develop an area which is very rural, and we're trying to provide internet and tablet learning to early childhood development centers. That was our main South African project. And then in Barbados, we're working with the AC Graham Development Center, which is a kids center for special needs kids, which is an amazing facility, but very kind of underfunded. So we're helping them with the infrastructure and hiring new teachers to be able to intake more children. And on the solution side, we're working with the United Through Sport charity, which helps get youth to do more sport, extracurricular activities, and our main focus through them and with Joel, who's present today, is to help get more kids learning how to swim in St. Lucia.
Bellamy says he gives much of the credit to his capable team for helping him to stay motivated during the swim.
It gets to a point at about the halfway stage. Like for me, this swim was 30 hours in, where it becomes intolerable. Like the pain becomes kind of unbearable. For me, and this time it was the heat that was the main thing. I think Saturday, midday to about 3 p.m., there was no wind out there. It was extremely hot air temperature, and obviously the water is extremely warm too. And I didn't know where I was. I remember I was swimming. I had a kayak, my kayak to my right, Chris was to my right, and the boat was ahead of me. And I was just swimming, I just kept seeing the boat, and I was I actually kind of lost my sanity a bit. And started getting really dizzy and started swimming very slowly. And going to the boat, and I was I didn't tell them how I was feeling, but Christina, she noticed that I was looking really bad. And so when we get to stage like that, you need your support crew to help you. And that's in that instance, the next 2 hours, they were just we did very short changeover swims, short changeover. I was feeding a lot more. And that was kind of bringing me in, feeding me a lot more cold water, and I was getting me cold water over my head. And so for the next 3 hours, that's keeping me cool, keeping me motivated. And at about 3 o'clock, I kind of came through that and I was fine again.
He praises the hospitality of the St. Lucian people and Prime Minister Alan Chasney. Bellamy says the beauty of the destination is further enhanced by the beauty of its people.
It would have been nicer to finish on the beach and have and meet people on the beach, even though I would have been kind of out of it and everything. I wouldn't be able to walk. It was nice to finish there because it was very picturesque. And from what I've seen of St. Lucia so far, it's just like that. It's a beautiful, beautiful island. The welcome I had when I got in, having the Prime Minister visit me on the boat with my mom was amazing too. And since I've been here, the hospitality has been amazing. So just to start off with, just want to say how grateful I am to to St. Lucia and St. Lucian people for having me on your island.
Bellamy says he is not expecting to swim again in the near future, but he will definitely revisit St. Lucia to explore on land. For Hot 7 News, I am Jacques Wooding.
Telecommunications company Digicel partnered with the Ministry of Equity to ensure accessibility to technology for a group of 6 students.
As part of Digicel's contractual commitment to the Ministry of Equity, Social Justice, Local Government and Empowerment, the company has decided to reward students of staff within the ministry who wrote the 2019 Common Entrance Examination. The ceremony was held on Friday, September 13, 2019 at the ministry's conference room. Digicel representative Ms. Vinay Lucian stated Digicel's commitment to assist the underprivileged and emphasized the need to use the gadgets received for its intended purpose.
It is our honor and privilege at Digicel to be able to partner with the Ministry of Equity to make this presentation today. You students have worked hard, and parents likewise have assisted the students in reaching this milestone in your life. The technology and the gadgets and everything you will come into contact with, I encourage you to use it for the intended purpose.
The donations consist of a laptop, Samsung cell phone, and 4 checks worth EC $250 each. The awardees were Janelle Joseph from the Entrepot Secondary School, Matthew Lewis from the Clendon Mason Memorial Secondary School, Barry Polius from the Entrepot Secondary School, Nisha Edward from the Entrepot Secondary School, Zane Eugene from the Leon Hills Comprehensive Secondary School, and Shadell Charles from the St. Joseph's Convent. According to the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Equity, Ms. Velda Joseph, the initiative was well received.
So we want to thank Digicel for partnering with us, to recognize your efforts and to say thank you to all of you for doing well. We want to encourage you, as I said earlier, to keep on striving for excellence. That is what it's all about, excellence. We cannot be mediocre in this world. There are too many of us going to secondary school and too many persons at university, so you have to be at the top. You have to be part of the cream of the crop.
Reporting from the Ministry of Equity, Social Justice, Local Government and Empowerment, I am Chevrolet Marius.
This is the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Tennyson Glasgow is up next with all the sporting action.